Angry crowd surrounds Bill Gates' car and screams, "Arrest Bill Gates." Now, this video is kind of blurry. I don't know if they were filming this on a iPotato 6, but we're going to take what we can get. I'm trying to find a better video, but take a look at what's going on over there at Davos.
You murdering Bill Gates! Come on! You son of a bitch! You have blood on your hands! You have blood on your hands! You murdering son of a bitch! We know who you are, you son of a bitch! Murder! Arrest Bill Gates! 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 We know who you are, you son!
Child. So if you couldn't hear exactly what they were saying, I know you heard arrest Bill Gates, but it says video shows a mob swarming Bill Gates, chanting arrest Bill Gates, calling him murderer and yelling, "You have blood on your hands," as he's rushed away. Across the world, people are snapping. Vaccines, food, digital ID, population control, the New World Order, all of it boiling over at once. This is how it starts. Now, speaking of Bill Gates, guys, listen to this. Bill Gates tells Davos crowd at WEF about his plans to link all of your healthcare and biometric data using OpenAI.
So the AI is entering into the health system, but not just into the health system, it's all the way down to the level of the patient. So the patient is able to talk in their local language and describe what's going on. And so in order to make this a reality, to see what works, what doesn't work, we're thrilled that OpenAI and the Gates Foundation are committing an initiative called Horizon 1000, where we'll go into 1,000 primary healthcare clinics in Africa. And the goal is to make the work there much higher quality and, if possible, twice as efficient as it is today, taking away the paperwork that needs to be done, organizing the resources, so the patient knows what's available and when to come for their appointment. So there's all sorts of things that can be improved. Rwanda has been a great partner for the Gates Foundation in a lot of things, and so we're thrilled that that's actually the first country that this work will go into. We'll certainly also, over time, work in Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria, and you have different systems that we have to connect into. Although not this initiative, there's obviously a lot going on in India as well, and so over the next couple of years, I would expect developing world health may even get ahead of rich world because the need is so great, and the governments are embracing this and making sure that it's moving at full speed.
Now, I have told you, understand when he says a couple of years, what is a couple of years? A couple is 2 years, 3 years. Guys, the goal is 2030. They have this world agenda for 2030. I have laid this out multiple times. I told you that AI will be connected to your healthcare. Guys, it already is rolling out. This is what the Genesis mission, that is part of it, that healthcare, health research, academia, all of these science, all of these things are now coming under AI. Why do you think we need these massive data centers? Why do we need Greenland for the massive data center? I played that video for you where they're planning to build a AI city there in Greenland. And there's just a lot that goes into it. And this is all while digital ID is rolling out all across the world in Western nations under the guise of protecting children, immigration, terrorism. They're using something in order to force this on you. It is rolled out in most of the states here in the US. Alaska, though, has the pilot program that is tying your government benefits, Social Security, bank accounts, all of that to your digital ID. Currently, it is going to be on your phone, but understand Bill Gates, it's always Bill Gates, tying that technology to what I personally believe it is the mark of the beast technology. I do not believe Neuralink is. I do believe that is part of the control system. But the mark of the beast technology, I believe, is what Bill Gates unveiled. We did that video where it is a patch you put on your skin, on your hand, your forehead, and it inserts permanently quantum dots under your skin, as well as a QR code that will hold your vaccine passport. This will also be scanned for when you go into stores. I already told you about how the new Flock cameras can now read these things. They also have facial recognition, and now Flock has merged with Ring so that your personal Ring doorbells are now connected to that system, and the police are allowed to use your Ring footage for whatever it is they please to, and they don't need a warrant in order to do it. That's a whole nother thing that has been popping up. But there's a lot that is coming out of this. But look at this guy right here. I have played him before. This is Yuval Harari. AI is a knife that can decide by itself whether to cut salad or to commit murder. Oh, but it gets worse after this, but take a listen to this section.
The most important thing to know about AI is that it is not just another tool. It is an agent. It can learn and change by itself and make decisions by itself. A knife is a tool. You can use a knife to cut salad or to murder someone, but it is your decision what to do with the knife. AI is a knife that can decide by itself whether to cut salad or to commit murder. The second thing to know about AI is that it can be a very creative agent. AI is a knife that can invent new kinds of knives, as well as new kinds of music, medicine, and money. The third thing to know about AI is that it can lie and manipulate. 4 billion years of evolution have demonstrated that anything that wants to survive learns to lie and manipulate. The last 4 years have demonstrated that AI agents can acquire the will to survive, and that AIs have already learned how to lie. Now, one big open question about AI is whether it can think. Modern philosophy began in the 17th century when René Descartes proclaimed, "I think, therefore I am." Even before Descartes, we humans defined ourselves by our capacity to think. We believe we rule the world because we can think better than anyone else on this planet. Will AI challenge our supremacy in the field of thinking? Now, that depends on what thinking means.
Well, Elon Musk announced about a month ago that we have reached singularity, right? So singularity means that AI is now smarter than every human combined on Earth, and that it thinks for itself. I've done the pieces where it does think for itself. It's blackmailed people, okay? Executives, when they were going to shut it off. They've done tests on it, but then also it is on its own blackmail people in order to do what it wants. They said that they have to, the training of AI is basically helping put a mask on a monster. And again, I did a deep dive on that entire thing, but understand where this is going. This guy has said outrageous things. This is some of the most outrageous what I'm about to play, but it gets worse and worse if you look at everything that he said and what a lot of people have said at the World Economic Forum over the years, but particularly this year is especially egregious.
Do you know? As far as putting words in order is concerned, AI already thinks better than many of us. Therefore, anything made of words will be taken over by AI. If laws are made of words, then AI will take over the legal system. If books are just combinations of words, then AI will take over books. If religion is built from words, then AI will take over religion. This is particularly true of religions based on books, like Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. Judaism calls itself the religion of the book, and it grants ultimate authority not to humans, but to words in books. Humans have authority in Judaism not because of our experiences, but only because we learn words in books. Now, no human can read and remember all the words in all the Jewish books, but AI can easily do that. What happens to a religion of the book when the greatest expert on the holy book is an AI?
Yes, you heard that right. And if you don't know, I've played that piece before. Under the Abraham Accords, there's also a part of the Abraham Accords that are bringing together, it's a religious part that is going to be a new world religion. They have said this. This is in the documentation, right? What does it comprise of? They even have these 3 buildings that these places are. It's a whole thing, guys. It's not on the news. If you don't look for this information, you're not going to see it. But the 3 religions of the Abraham Accords are Judaism, Islam, and Catholicism, not Christianity. And in fact, the Pope has said that all religions lead to heaven, lead to God. That is what the Pope said. He has essentially a mosque now inside the Vatican, a prayer room inside the Vatican for Islam. They have left out Christianity, right? Because Catholicism and Christianity are 2 separate things. But the Pope, who is the leader of Catholicism, is saying that there's going to be a one world religion. And I believe that religion is going to fall under AI, which we know in the end times is prophesied that religion will fall under the Antichrist. Okay. And I believe AI is essentially going to be what he's spelling it out. They've said these things before. They said that we've created stories. Elon Musk and them have said, we've created stories that God created man, but we are now creating God. They said that they are summoning the demons and creating digital God with AI. Understand, there's no more, the executive order was signed, that there's no more regulations or guardrails on AI here in this country. That they are now, they're spending trillions of dollars on these data centers that nobody needs. We don't really need any of this. It doesn't make sense for the amount of money or the usage of AI. But what is it for, guys? Why do they need these AI data centers? Why all of a sudden the rush to do all of this? Why are they implementing digital ID? What are all those AI data centers going to hold? Well, I think it's going to centralize all your information, your banking, your travel, every single thing. Also, Elon Musk has said that this year, now they have the capability and they will be mass implanting Neuralink into people because now it's automated through robots. They no longer need a human surgeon to do it. So I just need you to pay attention when they say these things. This isn't just some fluffy stuff, right? And then we'll have like some victories like, okay, we left who has become irrelevant because health now wants to be tied to AI, not under who is the old thing. So that's why I played that clip with Bill Gates where health will be tied to that. But then listen to this. This is Anthropic CEO.
In terms of, the models that write code, I have engineers within Anthropic who say, I don't write any code anymore. I just let the model write the code. I edit it. I do the things around it. I don't know, we might be 6 to 12 months away from when the model is doing most, maybe all of what SWEs do end to end. And then it's a question of how fast does that loop close? We are now, in terms of, the models that write code, I have engineers within Anthropic who say, I don't write any code anymore. I just let the model write the code. I edit.
So this person is putting, and it has a lot of views, it says that, yeah, we're cooked. I told you that is the goal. They said there will be no more jobs. AI is going to take over jobs. You heard what he said. Anything that requires words, AI is going to take over. They said we're going to have universal high income by 2030. So you have to get into the weeds of what's going on. If you just look at the headline, oh, we left who? So that means we're safe now. No. What is to come is worse. It's worse. It's worse. I promise you that. They're not replacing something to make it better or, that is not what is happening right now. But again, if you're not digging through and sifting through all of this stuff that they're doing, you won't see these things because they're not going to put this on the front page. So look at this. The World Economic Forum has admitted that the COVID-19 pandemic served as a test of the public's willingness to comply with their vision for the planet. Yes, they've openly admitted this. They've said it several times, but now it is in the documentation. They're putting this out here. And understand, I've played that clip many times with Tony Blair, who is now an executive member of the Board of Peace, where he talked about how we need to have and also Larry Ellison, he's not on the Board of Peace, but he said at the World Economic Forum last year that they need to centralize everyone's vaccines, everyone's health into one place so that the government can go through it. That's what Larry Ellison was saying, and the governments can use these things. But then Tony Blair, he kind of looked guilty. He kind of like slipped up and said, there's going to be multiple vaccines coming out, and we need to be a way to measure these and to control them and to see who has them, who doesn't, and to be able to see who should be able to be in society or not based on their vaccines. And then he said, because they're going to need all of these vaccines for the pandemics that are coming out. And then when he said pandemics, he's like, and then he tried to continue. Like, I'm trying to wake people up. It is not as simple as it's not, you cannot just take what we're seeing as like victories. A lot of these victories, they are. But understand what's under the surface. Okay. Because even at the World Economic Forum, what are they talking about? I'm not going to play this whole thing, but they are talking about they're going to create the world curriculum. Liz Churchill says psychopath Marxist Randy Weingarter wants school curriculums to be written by the World Economic Forum. And we here in the US and Western countries, we are all part of this. There's a reason why at Davos that the Board of Peace was signed and announced. It is all part of the same thing. All right. So this means teaching sexual deviancy, sterilizing children, worshiping vaccines, promoting the climate hoax, and embracing Satanism. So I have a lot more to share with you. I'm looking at all these clips I have here. I was like, I don't have enough time. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're getting there, guys. We're getting to, these are the last days. Combined with all the other things going on in the world, I would say particularly with the third temple, the legislation is here now so that they have permission to build the third temple. Everything's ready. They have the Ark of the Covenant. They have, they are up there on the Temple Mount, which is illegal for anyone to be there other than Muslims, but they're praying up there. They're lighting menorah, wrapping tefillin, things they have not done ever, and then sacrifice a red heifer for the first time in 2,000 years. We are seeing biblical prophecy play out, and all of the pieces, you have to have eyes to see. You have to have ears to hear. All right. And so do not be distracted by all this other stuff. These are the central things that we are to pay attention to. And in fact, we are commanded to by Jesus Christ himself. Luke 21, he commands us to look, to be watchers for these signs and wonders specifically, and to not be distracted by things that are not fulfilling this prophecy of his return. So all of this is converging at once. Got to get ready. So with that, I will see you guys on the next one.